So I'm going to show you a number of tips and tricks that you can do using image editing software when you're editing your digital images. So we're using Paint 3D, which is available from Microsoft, but you can do similar procedures with many different types of image editing software, such as Photoshop and so on. So first of all, this is an image of a letter, so it's from our archive. So you'll notice that the letter is slightly askew and doesn't appear 100% aligned on the page. So one thing you can do is to crop out some of the extraneous detail around the sides. So if you click on crop in the top right, left corner, you can then adjust these borders around the edge of the image, so bringing it in tighter. And once you're happy with that, you can then click done. And then you can see the image looks much tighter and neater, and you don't get the extra detail around the edge of the image. Another thing to do is to redact potentially sensitive information. So this doesn't have to be done with every digital record, but it's a useful thing to know about in case you have information that relates to living people or is otherwise considered to be sensitive. So it's quite simple. All you need to do is to select 2D shapes and select S square. And let's say we're going to block out the recipient's address. Obviously, this record is a lot older than would be covered by personal data, but it's a good example to show you. So you can then drag a box around the address. If you have a fill, you can change it from none to solid. And then you can change the color as well, so to make it black. And you can see now that you've got rid of the sensitive information. And let's say you also wanted to remove who the recipient of the letter was, so you could then do a similar thing with that. And also say some of the text was sensitive as well. You could also block out words or entire sentences, and again you do the same thing. So there you've got a few redactions in place. And now thirdly, let's say you wanted to watermark the image so that if you had it up on your website, someone wouldn't be able to take it and use it for their own purposes without your permission first. So if you select the text box at the top and then select 2D text in the right menu here, and then choose an area of the image where you're not going to obscure any of the existing information. So here we could do the top left. So draw in a box, and then you can type in your archives name or any other information that you might want to use as a watermark. So here we're going to say example watermark. We can make that bigger or smaller. And then you'll see that appears over the image. Now then, you'll want to save this as a separate image, so don't save it directly onto the existing digital item you have, but rather go to the menu, go to save as, save it as an image, and then you'll see it's got the same reference number, and you may want to add in a note afterwards that says it's a watermark, and then you can go and save it in the correct folder. And if you go to that folder, you can see that it has been saved as a separate image, the watermarked version.